Bottom of the 7th inning, and the RoughRiders have some work to do. Trailing 4-0 against the Missions. It's Yost in his 7th inning of work, working against Ortiz. First offering, fouled backwards, and the count is 0-1. For Yost, it's been nothing short of terrific for his Double-A debut. 6 innings of work, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and pitching into the 7th inning. Currently, this is his longest start since June 21st, where he went 7 innings and a win over the Dayton Dragons as a member of the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. 0-1. That misses inside to Ortiz. 1 ball and 1 strike to Abimelech, player that Carlos Cardoza spoke very highly of in a recent interview. 1-1. On the ground to second base. Villar moving to his left, gloves it low, and throws over to first base for out number 1. But he described Ortiz as no one working harder than Abimelech. No off days for him, and he's always working to instill habits that carry throughout the span of a season. Tees out on the 4-3. In comes Sebastian Walcott. First pitch to Walcott is low. So breaking ball from Yost, who's through 6 1/3 innings now. Count is 1 ball and no strikes to Sebastian, who's looking for his first hit of the series still, 1-0. That's a called strike in the inside part of the plate. Back to the breaking ball that time. Frisco clad in their Corny Dogs alternate identity, all cream uniforms. The 1-1 to Walcott. That's low and away on a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. For Sebastian Walcott, despite not having a hit through 4 and some change games in this 6-game series, 2-1. That one's way high, a curveball that missed inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. But you got to look at the bigger picture. When I talk with hitting coach Ryan Tuntlin, when guys are having their ebbs and flows, 3-1 in. Walcott waves and misses for strike 2. You have to identify what they do well and bring awareness to the big picture. And right now, the big picture for Walcott, in his last 13 games before this game, he was batting .265 for 3 home runs and 10 RBI, as well as 5 stolen bases. Not a bad stretch at all. Still looking to break through here. 3-2 to Walcott. And he's on base. A slider that missed inside. And that's a base runner for Frisco, looking to avoid being shut out. Trailing 4-0. And this will be the end of the day for Yost. In comes manager Luke Montz, and that is the end of the day for Yost, and it was a great one. 6 1/3 innings of work, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, but still responsible for the runner on first base. Walked a pair of batters and struck out 5. He was fastball heavy to begin, and he has done a great service for his team. The Missions, who were very low on pitchers, they had only 12 pitchers at one point, but thanks to the reinforcements from High A Fort Wayne, they now are feeling a little bit more rejuvenated, and it has shown today. A bullpen that was taxed has got it some much-needed relief. Speaking of relief, the next reliever, or first reliever for San Antonio, will be a left-handed pitcher. And that pitcher is Ryan Auk. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll introduce Ryan Auk, the reliever for San Antonio. Missions lead 4-0. It's a Benjamin Franklin call to the bullpen next. New pitcher into the game. Top of the 7th, or check that bottom of the 7th. 4-0 lead for the San Antonio Missions. It's the 27-year-old left-hander, Ryan Auk, for the San Antonio Missions, set to take on Josh Hatcher with 1 runner on base. First pitch. And it sails low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to the lefty Hatcher. Great outing for Yost. And Auk looking to keep things going, 1-0. Slider, and Hatcher didn't swing. 2 balls and no strikes. For Auk, this is his 33rd appearance of the season, pitching 36 and 2/3 innings, all out of the pen. 2-0. Hatcher swings and fouls it backwards up into the press box behind home plate. 2 balls and 1 strike, rather. For the Missions, 8-8 against Frisco this year after going 4-20 against them last season. And they'll return to Frisco later in this month. 2-1. Actually a pickoff attempt over to first base. Walcott scampers back to first. Player you got to watch out for on the base pass. He's 9th in stolen bases in the Texas League, sitting at 24 on the season. 2-1 in. Hatcher rolls it fast and through for a base hit into right center field. Wyatt Hoffman, the right fielder, has to rush to get it. Walcott going from first to third. He slides in safely under the throw towards third base. Josh Hatcher rolls a single through the infield, and that pushes Walcott 90 feet away from the Rough Riders, scoring their first run on the first base hit of the day from Hatcher. So Auk gets a rude awakening into the game and now is in a bit of a pickle. Runners on first, runners on second, or check that, runner on first, runner on third. And here's the left fielder, Aaron Zavala. The first pitch to Zavala is a slider that misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. For Zavala, he had a double the last time he was up, but he was thrown out on a 9-6-5 play at third base. 1-0 offering. Zavala swings and fouls it. Ball just guided off the top of the bat to the net above the backstop. 1-1. For Frisco, if they want to come back in this matchup, you'd think you'd have to cash in at least 2 runs here. Would put them in a decent position. 1-1 pitch. Slider just off the plate. Two-1 to Zavala. He drills it, but it's foul over to the right side. It was over the top of the right field line for a while and then hooked foul at the last second. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Four to nothing lead for the Missions, but the Rough Riders with their best scoring opportunity of the day, and they're looking to capitalize. Time called by Zavala. Now the lefty back in the box with a closed stance. Working against the lefty Auk, the 2-2. Slider rolls low. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Sebastian Walcott at third and Hatcher at first. Here's the payoff. That misses outside. Went with the sinker. And that loads the bases for the Frisco RoughRiders. Here is Keith Jones II with the bases loaded. Jones represents the tying run in this 4-0 game led by the Missions. Lefty on lefty matchup. And the first pitch. Called strike. And back to the fastball. Ryan Auk has done well against lefties this year, holding them to .222. He's better against lefties than righties as a lefty pitcher. 0-1. And the fastball just hits the part of the zone, gets a groan from the crowd, and the count is 0-2. Bases loaded, just one away, though, in the inning for Keith Jones II, who's 0 for 2 on the day. In this series, he's 2 for 11 with an RBI. RBI coming in that emphatic Game 3 of the series for Frisco, where they just could not be stopped. 12 runs, and all those scored in the first 3 innings. 0-2 to Jones. And that's a hair outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes after the fastball from Auk. has pitched recently against Frisco at 1 1/3 scoreless innings on July 31st against the RoughRiders in his most recent outing. In with the 1-2. That's high on the fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frisco trailing by 4, but the tying run at the plate with the bases loaded. 2-2 from Hawk. Jones pushes it foul right over the netting and into the stands behind the Frisco dugout. So Jones continuing to fight. Frisco seeking a series win for the first time since the June 10th series against the Midland Rockhounds. They won that series 4-2. 2-2 pitch. Jones lines it sharply through the left field side. It's a base hit. Walcott comes in to score. Stop sign is on for Hatcher, and it's an RBI single for Keith Jones, and the Riders are on the board in the bottom of the 7th. Bases remain loaded for the RoughRiders, as this was a beautiful swing. Hard hit on the ground by Jones, snuck its way through the left side. Picks up the RBI, his 8th RBI of the season. And this will incite the coaching staff of San Antonio to go out. We'll see if we have a potential call to the bullpen. Just how big of a moment is that for Keith Jones, adjusting to Double-A, having some struggles, batting just .203 going into this matchup. There's definitely an adjustment period that gets there. But when you have that breakthrough, you have that clutch hit, it does a lot for your confidence. When talking with hitting coach Ryan Tutlin, talked about managing the ebbs and the flows. And when he helps somebody make those adjustments and they find some success, it brings him a ton of joy, especially when he sees his guys move up in the ranks, Double-A to Triple-A to the bigs. Timeout is over. Hawk staying on the mound, bases loaded, and the go-ahead run at the plate. It's Ian Mahler, the catcher. First pitch is taken low, a fastball near the feet of Ian Mahler. Mahler 0 for 2 on the day, but 2 hard hit balls. Line out to left field, or fly out to left field, and the line out to center. He had 2 doubles yesterday and reached base all 4 times. 1-0 offering. Mahler looks at a strike on an off-speed pitch. 1-1 to Mahler, the catcher. Also had an RBI and a pair of walks to go with his pair of doubles yesterday. 1-1. Takes a look at another pitch that sails high on a breaking ball. 2-1. For Hawk, he's given up just 1 earned run in his last 5 appearances. Before this one, the 2-1. That's outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Could be the opportunity the RoughRiders are looking for. Can they capitalize? 1 away, bases loaded with Josh Hatcher, 90 feet away from the second run of the day for Frisco. It's 4-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Check swing. It's outside. That's a walk. And another run comes in to score for Frisco. Ian Mahler picks up the RBI on his 3rd walk in the last 2 games. And that is the 2nd walk for Frisco in the inning, and Hatcher comes in to score. 4-2, and it's a brand new ball game. So the carousel continues to move. It's Zavala at 3rd, Jones the 2nd at 2nd, and Ian Mahler is at first base. This brings on Biggers. The first pitch is a called strike on a breaking ball. Back to the slider that time for Hawk. Biggers is 0 for 2 on the day, but he's made contact twice. A pop out in the 3rd, line out in the 6th. 0-1 offering. Hard hit on the ground, but it's over to the second baseman, Villar. Flips over to shortstop for 1. Throw to first. It's 2. A double play from Villar to Acuna to Sanabria. And that retires the side. Frisco, with their best scoring opportunity, they still played 2, but they may have left a little meat on the bone as we head to the top of the 8th inning. 4-2 lead for the Missions on the HEB Riders Baseball Network.